How's it going, guys? My name is Luke, and welcome back to Mechanical Mayhem. Today we're starting the round of 16 for the losers bracket. So let's just get straight into it. Our first match is going to be against Blank and Cage. Blank, again, just a really solid robot with some pretty good ground game and a pretty nasty spinner. I mean, for its size, it is a really strong spinner. Cage with the build your own cage, you know, cage spinner, on a tombstone with a wedge attached to it. So definitely an older design versus a newer design in Blank, um, but could still pull off an upset. So let's go ahead and see how they do down at the box. All right, the bots are loaded into the box. The fight's about to start. Let's see who comes out on top. Right out the gate, looks like Cage has spun up, but Blank really fast, so they just put a stop to that. And a good little pop and pin to the wall. Uh, Blank's definitely going to want to look to keep pinning Cage just like that. Um, Cage can definitely do some good damage if they're spun up enough, but Blank has a faster weapon motor and I believe a lighter weapon, so if they can get spun up first and keep hitting Cage, they might be able to break that weapon or heck, maybe even flip it over, maybe get it to the screws, just do what they need to do. Um, Blank definitely faster than Cage, as we can see, because um, Blank has the same mod as the Bite Force that became Resilience does with the Platinum motors for the drive. And you can just see him kind of weaving around Cage. And Cage, even when it's spun up, it's just playing, it's trying to catch up to Blank. You can see Cage getting away with a nice pop from Blank. And that looks like Cage's spinner has come off and the driver of Cage has tapped out. So Blank with a very dominant win there. Looking forward to seeing how much further they can go. And unfortunately, Cage is knocked out the tournament, but um, it's gonna be that was a really good showing. So let's see what happens next. And that was a pretty convincing fight for Blank. Yeah, I mean, definitely new age builds are a lot more solid than the old age builds. Um, we might see more of Cage in the future, or if there's enough robots, it might finally get to retire. That thing's been around for, I don't know, a year or two. So, yeah, looking forward to Blank continuing on in the tournament. Cage definitely has done its part at this point. I'd be happy if it had to retire. It never really shined, but it was always putting on fun fights. So, without further ado, let's see what our next fight is. It is going to be Bronco and Bastille, Battle of the Flippers. Bastille was meant to be a killer for Random Robotics' Komodo. So this is going to be a good fight to see against a normal Bronco, because Komodo has those really low forks. And I mean, yeah, they're just, it's a Bronco on steroids. Um, so we can see as a test if Bastille's going to do uh, good against a Bronco or not. It's just a shorter based Bronco, really. And I mean, yeah, that's kind of all it's got going for it right now. It also does run on the 2-cell lithium polymer battery. I think it's the only robot in this competition so far to do so. So let's see if that helps it down at the box. Bronco already in the arena. Bastille looking like they're getting ready to load in. Testing that flipper, just making sure it's not stuck with hot glue. Just taking a little bit more hot glue off. All right, looks like the robots are ready, and here we go. Right out the gate, it looks like Bastille using that shorter base to try to get to the side of Bronco. Looking like they're having some radio issues. Bronco trying to capitalize. Bastille's left side wheel seems to not be working, but Bronco looks like it stopped for a second there. Typically with Broncos, the flipper actually gets in the way of the remote. Um, I believe Bronco here has a mod where the receiver's actually kind of out to the side of the flipper. So it's more exposed, but it helps a little bit more with um, signal. You can see Bastille really hindered by that left side wheel. It'll probably get remade with a custom chassis after the season, honestly, which will be exciting. But yeah, Bastille not moving. You can see Both drivers just running around the table, just trying to get a good angle for signal. Bronco slowly making its way over to Bastille. Bastille trying to make it to Bronco. You can see that they have some crab walking there.
Two terrible
Bronco
driving
with a
flippers.
really nice lineup, but just couldn't capitalize. Stalled again. Bastille's just kind of breakdancing in the middle of the arena. Bronco gets an engagement. This is more so going to be a fight of who can lightly brush against the other bot most. Here we go, Bronco getting another good lineup.
I have to like drift some move at
Oh,
all.
really good opportunity there, and that's, I believe, the first flipper attempt in the fight. And it looks like, okay, there we go. Oh, an
Yeah.
amazing flip by Bronco.
What? I forgot you're
Bastille
a
trying
flipper.
to get back up on its feet, but all right, there we go. It's up. Bronco with a nice pin as well. Bastille definitely behind on points after that one. Oh, they're gonna need to do something. With that damaged wheel, Bronco is likely to win damage. Um, but Bronco's flipper is caught up either on a piece of hot glue or maybe the wedge. It looks like that right side wedge is bent inward a little bit. Bronco trying to flip Bastille, Bastille trying to flip Bronco. This is two very similar robots, so. Looks like Bronco's hanging back, seeing if Bastille could go to them.
I think he like.
Of course, crab walking does count as movement in this tournament,
I think I
so
lost left.
Bastille's avoiding a count out that way. But it looks like they're also trying to make their way over to Bronco. Bronco finally getting a good another lineup. A nice
Yeah.
flip. Bastille
Bro.
right back on its wheels. And it looks like we're about to close out this fight. And one last flip from Bronco. Yeah, there we go. Bastille back up on its wheels. One more engagement from Bronco.
Oh, that's it.
There we go. And that's going to be the fight. Um, it was definitely a fight, I think. Uh, not the most entertaining. Pretty fun to watch them flip each other, but yeah, let's see who won. So we learned today that Bastille is not a Komodo dragon killer. Definitely gonna need probably a second version. I don't even think I'm gonna bother trying to fix that. The wheels just kept getting gummed up and nothing really went right with it. Yeah, we're just gonna go into the next fight. Good job to Bronco, former champion, going further. If you guys don't know, Bronco won the first Mechanical Mayhem that was not filmed. So our next fight is going to be Psycho and Volcano. Psycho, tiny, packs a punch. I thought it was durable until Mayhem absolutely ripped the robot in two. So, I mean, it's got more hot glue. Let's see what it can do. Volcano, that I mean, it has a pretty solid egg beater for being completely stock. Um, and I mean, its pushing power is going to be insane because I mean, it's a build your own chassis, same as Snowblind and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be an interesting fight. Let's see how it goes down on the box. Volcano loading into the box. Psycho just doing some last minute adjustments. And here they go, right off the gate. Looks like Volcano's weapon's not spun up. Hopefully they can get that spinning. Psycho's weapon, very small but pretty mighty. Looks like Volcano's just going to try shoving Psycho to see if they can get their weapon spun up. Psycho doesn't have the best drive, but that weapon can get some pops. Volcano, I mean, it's a treaded build your own. It's going to have really good pushing power. Uh, but we just got to see if that weapon can come to life. And if not, then they're just going to have to hope that they can get Psycho either to the wall for 3 minutes or on the screws and get him out. They have a really good pin here. Looks like they finally released. Psycho, I don't know if Psycho can even turn. It looks like they're having trouble going more than just forward and back. Volcano with another really good push. This is exactly what they want to do if they want to win this fight without a weapon. Just keep them against the wall, keep them pinned, show your aggression, show your control. Um, I mean, I guess they're technically behind on damage, but I mean, is it even damage if the weapon didn't work to start? I don't know. Another phenomenal pin right up against the corner of the screws. Both of these bots are so tired from the competition. And was that pin number 4 from Volcano? This is definitely the fight that they wanted without their weapon, you know. Psycho. It looks like Psycho's weapon is also down at this point. Psycho can move, and it can turn. Oh, it looks like their weapon's back up as well. And it looks to have stopped again. I don't know if that's from hitting Volcano or. Oh, no, it looks like it's spinning again. So definitely want to watch Psycho's weapon now, too. Volcano with another great push. They're really controlling the fight. Psycho definitely needs improvements to its drive if it wants to um, go any further this season. Speaking of drive, it looks like Psycho's isn't working anymore. And it looks like that's going to be the fight. I mean, the driver's trying, but nothing's happening. So yeah, Volcano wins and moves on to, I believe, the semifinals of the losers bracket. So that was a really interesting fight. Volcano, for whatever reason, the weapon just wasn't working at the start, but they really did turn it around and just went full on with that drive and probably did better than they would have done without their weapon. So unfortunate exit for Psycho, but I mean, we'll see how they can do next time if they do show up next season as well. But Volcano moving on. They're gonna fight the winner of this next fight, which is going to be Squish and Swiss Cheese. Again, Swiss Cheese just a massive wedge, and Squish is a very interesting custom robot. You could see that spinner kind of has a weird circle in the middle, and that's actually where the motor is. The weapon goes over the top and covers the motor, so it's both offense and defense. So it's going to be very interesting to see Squish, who's about it's complete. It's not good. It's just complete. It's thrown together. Um, version 2 is definitely a lot better. But yeah, I mean, let's see if okay Squish can beat Swiss Cheese. All right, Squish versus Swiss Cheese. Swiss Cheese took out the gun because the driver thought that it would have been a hindrance. Oh, it looks like they're putting it back, so never mind. Swiss Cheese is strapped. Oh, never mind, they took it out. All right, and the fight looks like it has started. Squish making its way over to Swiss Cheese. Swiss Cheese eventually moving. uh, Squish with that asymmetrical bar, looking to hopefully cleave into Swiss Cheese. But Swiss Cheese, kind of the perfect counter. It just kind of goes right under Squish. I mean, you could see them just kind of ramming it over and over again, seeing if they can get it like over the wall or something. Uh, Trying to ram into it with the backside, seeing if that steeper angle can do anything. Uh, Swiss Cheese definitely has more drive power than Squish. Uh, this version 1 of Squish was really not the best. Version 2 definitely has a lot more going for it. I don't think it's been shown, but yeah. So it looks like control and aggression right now is going to Swiss Cheese. Squish will probably walk away with damage, but I mean, damage is only a portion of the points. They want to show that they're more aggressive, that they have more control than Swiss Cheese, and they're just not doing that right now. Well, they got some good aggression there, but Swiss Cheese with a nice another little pickup and another one, kind of corralling Squish into that corner. And they got Squish to hit the wall, which is pretty good because they might break the weapon. And another really good pin by Swiss Cheese. You can hold the pin for about 10 seconds. I think we counted, but I mean, sometimes the counting varied and whatnot. But yeah. And whoa, man, looks like Squish deflected off of Swiss Cheese and is caught up on the wall. You gotta see if they can get down from there. Looks like they're slowly making their way down. They're at least making their way across. Looks like Cheese might. There they go. Oh, they're trying to free Squish, but it looks like Squish might actually be caught up against the wall.
4, 5,
I think that's gonna be the fight.
7, 8, 9, 10, knockout.
Yeah,
They can't turn upside down with it. Oh, really? Yeah.
I don't know what's happening right now. All right, there we go. The fight has officially been called. And Swiss Cheese revealed to just be a soccer robot the entire time. They're definitely gonna have to glue that shell back on before their next fight. But Squish is out. Swiss Cheese moves on. And Swiss Cheese absolutely controlled that fight and took home the win. I mean, that is one well-deserved win. I mean, it pinned Squish up against the wall and knocked it out. I don't even know how Swiss Cheese got a KO without using the screws. That is a phenomenal sentence. So thank you guys so much for watching today. If you want, you can join us next time for the winners round of 16, which will have robots like Mayhem and Catastrophe. I mean, and some other heavy hitters, but I believe Mayhem and Catastrophe is a fight that happens next, whenever the next episode gets posted. But yeah, if you guys liked the video, you know what to do. If you didn't like the video, you know what to do. And I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.